Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Eve. Thank you so much for joining me here today. And I wanted to give out a giant shout out and a infinite gratitude from the very bottom of my heart and soul to my dear friend, webmaster, one of my teachers as well in this lifetime. He is a shaman, he is a mentor, he is a universal guide and teacher, as well as a life coach, soul dancer. Thank you so much. He took my website in the last 6 days and he revamped it. And I feel like it looks so much like me now. And it's showing the inner growth and the outer growth that I myself have been going through in the last couple of years. And I am so excited to show it to the world. The link will be down below. I will have also on that in the very beginning any information if you care to join me for my upcoming lecture here on September 13th. And please know, for those of you that don't want to subscribe to YouTube and that get my YouTube messages in other means, that another way to see my YouTube messages is to jump on my website maybe once a week and just see if anything has been posted there. There's no reason that you have to subscribe to YouTube or subscribe to me. Please do know there's other ways to see what I have posted, and that will be one of the first links at the very beginning of my website. I really love what Soul Dancer has done. It truly speaks to who I am and who I am becoming, and I just wanted to share that with everyone as we get started here on the eve of this very, very powerful Mars retrograde in the sign of Libra. No, in the sign of Aries. Well, actually, Mercury is in the sign of Libra right now. It has been an amazing day today. The last couple days since Labor Day, which was yesterday, I felt the energy dramatically shift. And I was looking at the astrology today, and actually the astrology from yesterday, today, which is September 8th, and through tomorrow, September 9th, when Mars actually moves into its retrograde. And there's quite a lineup of beautiful energies. We have some harmonious energies amongst all the air signs, which would be Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. They're speaking to one another right now. The earth signs are in harmony, which would be Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. And the fire signs are in harmony and actually kind of leading the way right now, which is Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. So a beautiful conglomeration of sign languages right now that are actually in a speaking modality with one another. So if you've been feeling particularly energized in the last 24 to 48 hours, just know that it is due to that alignment. Now, it only lasts a couple of days. However, I look at it as a beautiful sign from the cosmos that this Mars retrograde cycle, which begins on September 9th and comes out on the night of November 13th and the morning of November 14th, so it's a little over 2 months, about 2 months and 1 week, that we are on an amazing, amazing journey here. So before I get into the cards that I've displayed, I wanted to just talk a little bit about this energy. And I'm going to go into much, much greater depth on it and the next Mercury cycle, as well as the fall equinox in my lecture on this coming Sunday. Mars in Aries. Mars in Aries is in its rulership. And when I look at the tarot, it is most deeply personified in the major arcana card of the Emperor and the King of Wands. Mars in Aries is filled with courage, insight, is very much on a pathway. It's a very strong pioneering energy, can be very steadfast, wants to live and follow its path through the means of integrity. And this is specific to Mars in Aries. Please don't apply that to Venus in Aries or any other any other planetary language there. Okay, this is very specific to why Mars feels very at home in the sign of Aries, because it can express itself in its highest form. That is why, and that is why I associate it with the Emperor and the King of Wands, which are incredibly enthusiastic and optimistic energies, especially the King of Wands. When you get the King of Wands in a deck or a reading, it means something very positive is moving in your direction, or that you are very ready to embark on a new journey that is going to bear fruit, and that it is a journey that you want to embark on, okay? Now, normally Mars moving forward would mean that you're facing outward, and all the intentions that you're doing are in dealing with the outer world, that you're putting certain decisions into practice, you are taking very decisive, well thought through actions, because Mars rules specifically it rules our actions, our temperament, our passions, and it can also be very much involved in our decision-making process. Okay, and right now the planet Venus is in the sign of Leo. So Venus and Mars are in mutual supportive signs right now because they are both in fire signs. And Venus in Leo can be equated to the Queen of Wands. So right now we have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands very active throughout the entire month of September. And they are coming into a beautiful trine, which is a pyramid of light at the end of September. I believe it's around September 28th or 29th. So please know and keep in mind that the energy for the rest of September is very highly charged with this fiery manifesting energy that both Leo and Aries is bringing to the plate. Now, normally Mars in Aries can be seen from the Earth as it's orbiting the Sun. The Earth is moving towards Mars, and so Mars, from our vantage point here on this planet, appears ahead of us, and it's something we are moving towards. When Mars goes retrograde, though, our perspective needs to change because the Earth has now moved past Mars, and Mars is behind the Earth. We're not approaching it. We are now looking back at it. And that means that where our regular vision is looking forward or looking out into the world to see what our next task is, our next goal, our next job, relationship, whatever the case may be, that the lens now needs to change, and it needs to go from an outward lens to an inward lens. And especially with Mars in Aries, it's asking us to build upon our inner strength, our inner courage, and our inner ability to make decisions and to take action. So if there's any part of you that has been struggling with what kind of action to take, doubting yourself, you're not sure if you have the inner confidence, the courage, or the strength, please know that this Mars retrograde from September 9th through November 13th is going to give you a beautiful window of time to work deeply with that within yourself, to do whatever, make whatever changes you need on an internal landscape. That means, what is the internal landscape? Well, it's your thought world, your thought processes, what you think, your belief system. Another internal landscape would be your emotional body, how you feel about something, and then also how you connect with your spiritual body. The physical part of you is more the outer being. However, on an internal landscape, it could be changing your nutrition. Looking at, are the foods I eat really truly healthy for me? Are they building my muscles? Are they building my physical body so that every day I get up and I feel more vital and I feel stronger? So that's how we can look at the physical component with an inner lens. And then with the mental inner lens, we have to look at how our thought forms, the words we speak about ourselves. More than anything else, that inner lens is, what words are you using when you talk about yourself? Or when you're alone doing something and you're talking to yourself, how do you relate to that? And maybe look at bringing that landscape, adding more color to it, rising it or raising it up to a higher frequency when you speak about yourself. And then in the emotional field, fire energy is very much connected to the emotional body and the spiritual body. You have got to be feeling good about yourself on a heart level, but also on a spiritual level if you are going to take on new pathways in your life. Because with Mars in Aries retrograde, the hero you seek lies within. You cannot look for that hero or rely completely on that mentor or that teacher in your outer world. Is it a wonderful time to have a life coach, a business coach, a mentor, a teacher, a spiritual guide? Absolutely. However, if that person is worth their salt, they are going to be asking you to do a lot of inner work. Okay? Because the landscape right now that you have to work on is your internal one. And what are you looking for and what are you wanting to build upon? Your self-confidence, your inner strength, your inner belief in yourself, and your courage. Courage being the key word for the hero's journey. That being said, I want to now move to the messages. We're going to start out with the overarching messages from the hero's journey, which I've placed out here right now. And then I'm going to bring out some cards from the Universal Prophecy deck, which is going to show us the tools that we are working with on this hero's journey. And then lastly, the actions and decisions that you will need to be focusing on during this time frame. So let's get started here. So right off the bat, I placed the 4 cards that came out for us on this journey. Plant the seeds of intention. Go, grow, and glow. The Knights of the Round Table. Let their love lift you higher. 10,000 angels. Lean on your circle of supernatural support. And last but not least, one with the sun be the light. Beautiful messages. And remember, these are the overarching general messages. This reading, I set it up so that I could reach a lot of people. Again, though, I have to state that take only what resonates for you. There might be a particular thing that I mention that hits home for you, and perhaps nothing else is really what's happening in your life. So it's that one specific message then that was truly meant for you. Okay, so always remember that your intuition is your guide here, and I am simply a messenger. The Knights of the Round Table and the 10,000 angels. In the Hero's Journey deck, both of these cards are letting you know that you have amazing spiritual support here. The Knights of the Round Table is letting you know that you have both visible and invisible and ancestral guides helping you through this cycle or time in your life. And then 10,000 angels is literally telling you that you have more angels at your beck and call than you could possibly imagine. Lean on their spiritual support. Speak to them every day if you want to. Share with them what you've learned in that day. Speak to them as if they are your beloved friends, what we call your imaginary helpers, okay? And then the Knights of the Round Table is asking you to also pull on the mentors in your life, all the teachers that you have had, the people that when you think of throughout the time that you've been on this earth, that you remember so clearly because they left you with a very important message or a very significant lesson that helped you change your life. So those are the knights of your round table. And remember, there are many knights on that round table because you are not the only knight or the first one here. Pull on the many centuries and millennium of knights that have come before you throughout the human collective on earth and throughout the cosmos. It is a stream of consciousness. And it's interesting because whenever I see this card, and mind you, I do not pull it often for anybody. Therefore, this is a very, very powerful message. Both of these cards come out very rarely. The Knights of the Round Table is the Jedi. Star Wars, it's the Jedi consciousness. How pulling on something that is so much older than just you, and knowing that that strength that has come before you is now here to help you on your journey. That message is just so beautiful, and I feel that for some of you, that is perhaps all you needed to hear today. Here, okay. Here we are. Plant the seeds of intention. Go, grow, and glow. This is a beautiful message, and it comes with a lovely mantra that I would like you to use. All of nature is rooting for me to grow into my highest soul's blueprint. So this card is about you taking a moment to explore what it is you truly want deep within the core of your being. There is a yearning in your soul to move towards your destiny now. So what is this? And again, isn't it interesting that card, all of these cards so far blend beautifully well with both Venus in Leo and Mars in Aries. What seed is gestating, urging, and burgeoning inside of you? Dig past the top layers of ego, societal conditioning, and shoulds, and you will find your soul blueprint awaiting your intention so that it can guide you towards your most magnificent expression of you. Another way to use this would be to clearly state for yourself as you're getting ready for bed that you would like your dreams to reveal to you how you can further step into your most empowered creative expression. And your dreams will then become a very fertile ground for you to achieve this energy. Beautiful. Plant the seeds of intention. It's also calling on you here to take action, isn't it? So not only are you relying on and calling on all those that have come before you and all of your present and current visible and invisible guide network, you're also needing to plant seeds. You're needing to take action and make decisions. These are seeds that you want to see grow. And of course, Mars is going to be in retrograde for over 2 months. Its entire cycle will complete, I believe, around January 5th or 6th. So ultimately what you're doing is you're planting seeds that are going to then really truly grow as Mars completes its cycle and moves from Aries into Taurus, because Mars in Aries going to Taurus is Aries would be the intentions. the actions and the choices. And then when Mars goes into Taurus in January through most of February, it's where we truly get to see something beginning to grow and manifest, okay? So if this happens to be a journey that does end up taking you 3 to 4 or 5 months, please don't lose faith or heart here. This is a profound pathway that you are on, and please keep moving forward with intention. One with the sun. Be the light that you seek. Okay? The light that you seek. Be that light. When I was looking at this card, the quote that came to me was, "You are holy because you are standing on holy ground." The earth is part of the cosmos. We are ultimately on a giant spaceship zooming through the solar system and the galaxy. And we are spiritual beings having a human experience. You are holy because of that. And you are also holy because you are standing on holy ground. This planet is holy ground. And you can even switch that up and say, because I'm standing on holy ground, I am holy. You are the star and the light that you seek. That is the message of this card. It is now time to embody that light, to embody the best version of who you are meant to be at a deep soul level. Okay? So these are the overreaching or overarching messages of guidance. Now let's look at what are the tools that are going to help us get there. And the first card I pulled is originality. The frequency of originality supports our capacity to be unique and original creators of unlimited possibilities in every moment. So what this card is telling you is your tool is to access your individual unique nature, something that exists only within you. This is not about comparing yourself with your neighbor, your siblings, your friends, your community, nothing. It is not about that. It is about finding that original individual spark of creator that you are, your sun. You are a spark of creation. And then when you can access and activate the frequency of that originality within you, you will then connect into your multidimensionality. The frequency of multidimensionality activates our awareness of our true essence, which is eternal and multidimensional. So right now we are seeing that planting seeds of intention, taking action, making decisions, doing it though from the core of our truth and our being, that original spark that represents us, is what activates the unlimited possibilities of every moment and our multidimensionality, which is showing us that we are beings that exist across many dimensions. We are not just here as spiritual beings having one life experience. We are having many across the cosmos. You are existing in more than one place at once. That's what this card is telling you. And you now have an opportunity to use the tools of accessing your inner spark, finding that inner courage, that inner uniqueness, that inner hero within you, so that your originality becomes your sword of wisdom. And then the multidimensionality becomes all of the different colors that your beautiful being represents, because you are a being of multicolored dimensionality. And you're now going to have access to that. That means that your dreams are going to become very interesting. You could be having very colorful dreams, very intense dreams. You may be having dreams where you're living many lifetimes. You're on other planetary systems. You may not even be human. You may be having dreams where it's another life, eons ago or centuries ago, and you are remembering it. Because when we access the truth that we are multidimensional beings, we then start accessing our true soul's blueprint. And when that happens, our memories of other lifetimes and perhaps parallel lives come in. The other thing it brings us, though, is a deeper interconnectedness with other human beings, and also with our guides and angels and all of those beautiful knights and kings and queens that have come before us. We can telepathically feel other people and hear some of their thoughts. We can connect to them that way. But some of the messages you could then be retrieving could be from literally memories that you are retrieving now from another lifetime. And you are hearing perhaps your soul that's retrieving that lifetime memory speaking to you. It's going to be a very interesting next couple months that we're on, okay? And so the last card I pulled here as our tool is soul. The energy of soul activates our connection to the part of us that is closer to the higher realms, God and the divine. So this is all about our journey into our God self, okay? So the hero's journey is ultimately the return home to source. That's what this is all about. And what better guides than both Venus and Leo and Mars and Aries? These are beautiful guides on this journey right now. And we have Mercury in Libra. Mercury is going to be going back and forth from Libra to Scorpio over the next about 2.5 to 3 months. So those sign languages will also be guiding us here. So let's now look at, so we have the overreaching or overarching messages with the tools to move into our originality, which is our independence, standing on our own 2 feet, not relying on anybody else, being who we are, not what someone else wants us to be. I cannot reiterate that strongly enough. You are a unique individual who has your own individual blueprint and starlight and sunshine to bring to this planet in this consciousness at this time. Do not let others tell you that you have to follow their pathway or buy into their belief system. This is about you and you alone right now, okay? So when you embody that, then the multidimensional part of you will then be able to be more fully actualized or activated for the first time, and you will come into a deeper resonance and understanding of your soul. Now let's look at the further tools here from the Universal Prophecy deck. These are what we're going to have to move through to get this, to get here, okay? And I wasn't surprised. I had a feeling this card was going to come out. Courage. This is a time for new beginnings. A challenging cycle is coming to an end. Be courageous and victory will be yours. We are getting the word courageous, new beginnings, and a challenging cycle is coming to an end. That is absolutely true because Mars in Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. And so what it is doing is it's ultimately in this retrograde, it is clearing the slate. We are getting a brand new landscape or a brand new canvas to decide to plant some new seeds onto. But to do this, we want to embody our inner courage and strength and know that victory will be yours. So for some of you, this card is an affirmation letting you know that you are indeed reaching the end or the completion of a very challenging cycle. Okay? So please take that as that guidance. And be courageous in moving forward. The next message is power. Exciting new adventures and opportunities beckon you. Okay? So when you have the courage to move forward with your life, to know that there's new beginnings ahead of you, then exciting new adventures and opportunities are going to be part of that new pathway. Take action. The power is in your hands. Remember, though, it is the power of love, not the love of power. We're getting a lot of messages of courage, strength, and taking action, being decisive in claiming your power. And again, where does your power fit with? The sun. Protect. Protect yourself from negative energy and harmful environments. That means that on this journey right now, you are building your spiritual armor. Every day, say a prayer. Visualize a beautiful shield of golden armor, white armor, purple, blue, green, whatever color you want. Visualize this beautiful shield of armor completely and totally around you, your home, your car, your loved ones, however you want to visualize this. But you're going to need to do it on a daily basis, okay? Because spiritual tools are not something we do every once in a while. This takes consistency and it takes daily practice. You are a warrior on the path to enlightenment. Trust your instincts and be strong. So right now we have courage, new beginnings, exciting new adventures. It's time to take action. Trust your instincts and be strong. These are the messages. And so far, they are all in complete alignment with the fire energies. We have 2 more cards that came in here. Fear. Fear has no place in your heart. Distance yourself from drama and destructive situations as you breathe in love. So what's interesting with these 2 cards is, yeah, on the hero's journey, are you not going to have challenges? Of course you're going to have challenges. The challenge is to overcome fear and instead choose love over fear. But I like this card because in it, you see a warrior embracing the sword, but she's not cutting anyone down with it. She's simply holding it and going inward, recognizing where the fear lies. And the sword can mean many different things in this visual. She's either facing her mental turmoil, because we have a lot of swords here, don't we? And that speaks to the Tarot, the suit of swords, that perhaps the biggest challenge each and every one of us has here is our inner belief system. That is what we need to tear down. That is the fortress or the walls that need to come down, is those old stories that we have made up about our life, the illusions that we have told ourselves, the illusions that we've carried with us from our family upbringing, from our community, our religious background, our socioeconomic background. We get so many stories from so many different places, from our group of friends. But for you right now, this is an individual journey because we have 3 warriors here. Look at that. 3 warriors. And the warrior's journey, look, they're all alone, aren't they? This is a journey you're on by yourself, yet you have so much spiritual support and teachers. You know, teachers can be neighbors, friends, mentors, people that you rely on and trust with every fiber of your being. Those are your visible helpers. And those are the people you can entrust with you on this journey. Everybody else, you need to keep maybe at a further distance. With all of this warrior energy that we see here, some of you may well be wanting to hermit or go inward very deeply in these next 2 to 2.5 months. And of course, this is an invitation to do so if you feel like that is where you need to go. Because to go into your cave or your hermit mode means you're going inward to find the answers you seek. For others, you're going to be doing both. You're going to be going inward, and then you're also going to be taking action around you. And I think for most of us, we're going to be doing a balance of both, okay? But I do realize that for some of you, this is going to be primarily an internal journey, because you have to recognize where your fear lies and what relationships around you simply keep feeding that fear and not feeding love. Okay, so you have to come into a recognition of what belief systems, what thought forms you carry and you tell yourselves, and what community of friends or family or just community. Is that a healthy community? Are they feeding you things that bring you into your deeper soul understanding? Are they feeding you messages of love? Or are they feeding you messages of fear and limitation? So this is the clarity that you need to find, okay? And stand very strong in your power. And lastly, you carry the sword of truth. That's what that represents to me. The sword of truth is not a sword that's outside of you. Excalibur lies within you. It's the sword of your inner truth, your inner wisdom. And that sword of truth can cut away any illusion that is keeping you from being and accessing your true inner soul blueprint. And then the last message that I pulled here, which is the final tool to become one with the sun, meditate. So again, that's sort of a message of go inward, right? Sit on the ocean, sit in nature, deep breathing, meditation, Pilates, yoga, anything that brings you inward. Breathe in positive energy through meditation and open your heart. So the final message here is be still and you will hear the truth. Open your heart and you will feel the love. You will know the love. Whispers received in a clear mind will enable you to see the situation clearly. So whatever you need to do that's a form of meditation for you, not all of us are able to do what looks like a passive meditation, okay? For some, it's an active meditation of surfing. Surfing is a beautiful form of exercise and becoming one with nature, but it's also a very deep form of meditation. Maybe you want to go out and just take a swim in the ocean, okay? But seek to find a meditative place in your life on a daily basis, and that will clear your mind of the cobwebs and any illusions that lie there, and then you can effortlessly cut them away with your sword of light, okay? Beautiful messages thus far. So I'm going to put these over here and bring out the last messages here. And these are the actions and decisions that need to be taken. And I wanted to pull from the Sacred Soul cards by Megan St. Marie, because this week, not only is Mars going into retrograde, but Jupiter on September 12th here, this Saturday, is coming out of retrograde. And so Jupiter is the planet of new growth, expansion, deeper clarity, understanding, and wisdom. So as Mars is going inward, Jupiter is coming outward. And I feel like just in this 1 week alone, and in the month of August, many of us have already gained a lot of wisdom and clarity, that we've seen things unfolding in our lives in the last 5 to 6 weeks that are showing us our landscape right now and what we are here to work with. And so the extra guidance in terms of actions and decisions is virtue. This card reminds you that whatever you do, do it well. Follow your own compass. That's what virtue means, okay? Do it well, because that way you know that it's going to serve you. It means connect with your inner virtue, which I often look at the word virtue as also walking hand in hand with integrity. Because when you are a virtuous human being, you are making choices from a clear mind and a pure heart. And that is the virtuous soul. So the actions you are taking, you are wanting to be virtuous in these actions and these decision makings, which means that you're wanting to be responsible with the choices and decisions you make. The next card is balance. Inner and outer. You have both an inner life, your thoughts, dreams, and wisdom, and an outer life, family, friendships, career, and activities and relationships, okay? They both need to be in balance. Take the time today to honor both. See, remember what I just said? I feel like for many of us, we're doing both the inner journey here, and we're also doing the outer. And it's very evident throughout the different weaving of the cards here. We have some internal messages and we have some outer external messages here. And so the actions that we're wanting to create now, we want to take them from a balanced place and we want to take them from a virtuous place. And lastly, we have choices. You are here on the stage of life. What role are you currently playing? What role do you want to play? What action can you take to make that happen? So this is about choices that you're going to need to make, okay? And you want to be sure that when you make that choice, you're coming from a place of inner and outer balance, and that you're in deep inner truth and clarity with yourself, because being in a place of virtue means you are following your heart and you are speaking your truth graciously, that you want to honor those around you, but you also want to honor yourself. And so following the path of virtue is following perhaps a middle pathway where you're choosing a way of taking decisions and actions that are honoring yourself and what you want to create in your life, but they are also giving respect to the people you care about around you here. So it is following that mindful pathway. And then the last cards I pulled here from the Chakra Wisdom Tarot Guidebook by Tori Hartman. Very interesting cards. I got the World. And in this deck, the World is a representation of, you have the world at your fingertips or at your feet. You have attained what you've wanted to attain. So you are either completing something that you've been working towards for a very long time, and you've achieved a place of success and you feel very, very good about what you've achieved. And now you can really step back and be in that place where you can live in the world that you have created. Because when we become successful individuals and people, if you're not taking the time to be in the fruits of your labor, and I can't seem to get that word for some reason, to enjoy the fruits of your labor. The word was enjoy. If you can't enjoy where you're at, then the world you've created is not this beautiful tree. The beautiful tree means you've reached a place of success or attainment. And for some, this simply means that you are now ready to take the actions and make the decisions for a new life, for a new pathway. You're ready for it. So the world means the world awaits this new decision, awaits the new you that is coming forth. So take what resonates here. It's going to mean different things to different people. But overall, the world is being handed to you. But only if you feel ready enough. And if you are willing to fully enjoy everything that this world is offering you. Okay? So that's a very significant message there. And then we have the Princess of Cups. That is a beautiful card. And this chakra is the heart chakra. The Princess of Cups is essentially, I believe, like the Knight of Cups. In this deck, I'm not quite sure. She could be the Queen of Cups. I'll have to look that up. It's one of my new decks. I believe it's like the Knight or the Page of Cups. I think it's the Page of Cups. That's right. So this is that you are ready to offer your cup. But more than anything, what I'm getting from this, because it's the heart chakra, and she's dressed all in green, what she's saying here is I'm opening my heart now to receive the cup of love, as well as to fill my own cup, to fill my cup of love and to offer my love to those around me. But it's also about receiving the love. And with this card in this deck, it's one of the cards of self-forgiveness. That you've come a long way when you get to the Princess of Cup, that you're at a place right now to really be in the energy of self-forgiveness. So let me read this for you because I was noticing a very beautiful message here. The Princess holds, the Princess of Cups, the messenger comes with an open heart. The Princess reminds us to have compassion for what others may be going through. She knows the value of love and brings the mystical message of a renewed faith in love. Stand in your open heart, expanding your capacity to receive. And this is the question and the contemplation. Can you imagine being open to your heart's desire? And look at this. She's right next to the world. So when you are open to your heart's desire and you have learned what true compassion and understanding and forgiveness means, you are ready not only to fill your cup of love, but to share that cup and to receive love from another. And now you are ready for that world, right? Beautiful message. And following it, we have the Five of Swords. Okay, so again, the challenge here is our mind, isn't it? It's those belief systems. But in this deck, this is a very interesting Five of Swords because 5 is the number of change. And see how he's actually holding 2 swords equally balanced there in his hands. And the other 3 are gone. They're away from him now. And what I'm seeing with this one is, this is a card where he's looking at the past now. So there's something that has caused you a lot of anxiety or upset or loss. You've gone through a period of time in your life, and it could have been a long one, where there was loss, there was a lot of challenges. You never knew when you were going to finally reach higher ground here. But you are now getting to that place. You're reaching a place where you actually are carrying wisdom here. That all of the challenges, the loss that you've gone through, the disappointments, the discouragements, have been there to guide you towards finding your own inner truth. Because on the side of the coin of loss is the side of reward. So for every loss, if we turn it around, we have a reward. It's called the blessing in disguise. And the other way to interpret the Five of Swords here is to recognize there are 2 women right there behind him. But he's closest to the one that's facing him. And there's one that has her back to him. And that's his past. So this message is saying when you can fully let your past go and simply take the lessons you have learned with an open heart and an open hand, then you will be ready for this, okay? And remember, your mind can become your own worst enemy here. So let me read from this message. Where is it? Okay, I'm going to have to stop this for a minute and find. Okay, here we go. The Five of Swords in this deck is the card of necessary losses. He loses, but not what he most values. In the manifesting chakra, when things are removed, it opens up an invisible door to an up-leveling Is he courageous enough to make this sacrifice, or is it long overdue? So in the Five of Swords, we're dealing with the mental realm, but we're also dealing with the throat chakra. And so this means that when you recognize what you truly value, you can then speak your truth and unleash your throat chakra, but you can also remove the thought forms and the beliefs that were blocking you from that inner truth. Okay, so let's take the last message here, the contemplation. Challenging circumstances do not define you. I love that. They are simply lessons on your hero's journey. So let's look at the very two last cards I picked here for you. The Knight of Cups. Beautiful. And we have the Knight of Coins. So we have the World, the Princess, and we have two Knights. And both of the Knights in this deck, along with the Five of Swords, are blue. So we're dealing with the throat chakra and the third eye. So this is about working with our communication and working with our thoughts and our mind and our beliefs. Very much so. Well, when we get to the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Coins, it now means that you're ready to offer that cup. But I like it because in these two cards, both the knights are on horses, which they usually are. And this is about action, another message of action and forward movement here. And the Princess of Cups is forward movement as well. Okay, but the Knight of Cups is showing you, are you ready? Do you feel deserving enough to receive that cup of love from another? I'm getting here a lot of messages about love. So right now what I'm seeing here with the coins and the cups and the world is the place or the actions and the decisions is needing to occur for most of you watching this video is in your love life, whether it's literally your relationship world with one other or how you relate in your friendships and how you just simply give and receive love with others. But always remember, you have to start with looking at how you give and receive love with yourself. So it's that cup of love. And I'm going to remove the Five of Swords for a moment and just put these two next to each other. The Princess of Cups and the Knight of Cups. These two cups want to join one another. So I feel like for many of you that your knight, your prince, your king is coming. And for the men that are watching, your princess or queen is coming. That there's something beautiful here about cups of love coming to you. Okay? And that would be very much in alignment with the world is being offered to you now. The question is, do you feel ready and worthy enough to receive it? So that's the question here. Virtuous enough, balanced enough to make the choice to take that cup or make the choice to give that cup. So let me read here finally from the King and the Coin, from the King of Cups and the King, sorry, the Knight. I keep wanting to say King. I don't know why I'm keep wanting to say King, but you know what? Please do take that, because with this card, I feel like that's a king. And with this one, I'm feeling like that's more of a knight. So we've got all the different energies here. And this card, I'm feeling like that's more of the queen. And so here we have the princess. So you know what I'm going to say here is some of you may be feeling more like you're the princess or the prince or the knight or page, and others may be feeling more like you embody the queen or the king. Please take what resonates. Now, sometimes what I'm getting with a reading like this is I could be speaking to many different age groups here too, where perhaps the knight and the princess is when I'm talking to those of you that maybe are in your 20s or perhaps even very early 30s. But I'm feeling more and more that those of you that are perhaps 30s, late 30s, 40s, 50s and onward, to really take this as the Queen message and the King message. Everything is being included here. That's what I love so far about all of the cards that I have picked. So let's read the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Coins. The Knight is transporting your message to Spirit, which announces the arrival of an opportunity that's going to spin your life in a new direction. Could it be that a dream is finally coming true? So your contemplation is, are you ready to experience your dream arriving? Goes hand in hand with the Princess of Coin. Are you ready to receive what you've always been waiting for? Now the Knight of Coins is talking not about love, but more about perhaps success or abundance or career opportunity. This Knight brings news of material gain and implies that while progress is underway, it is yet unseen. So yes, with the Knight of Coins, some of what you're wanting to see come in has not yet arrived yet, okay? So you have to have trust and faith and continue on your internal journey of the hero to use the tools here in front of you to build that inner courage and confidence and strength. Work on yourself. This is going to bring in all of the cups and all of the coins energy that you want. So I want to end with this contemplation. Only you can change your outcome by recognizing that it is you who sends your message to the universe. Now that is a very interesting message. And what the final guidance here is, only you are in charge of ultimately what you're going to receive, because it's what you believe. It's how you feel about yourself. So if you believe you are the most worthiest knight, king, princess, or queen on this journey, then you are going to indeed receive that world. If, however, you feel that you're not quite ready, that you want to maybe receive I don't want to say lower, but a different version of the world, one where there's still more growth that you want to do in this arena of your life, then that's what you put out into the universe, okay? So the final message here is really, this journey is up to you. And Mars in Aries is leaving us with the final truth of what it's bringing to us. Mars in Aries is you are the pioneer. You are the horseman on that horse. That means you direct the horse where to go, okay? You are in control of your path. Sending all of you so much love on this journey.